Some sad news. You know, I tried to tell y'all last year on Twitter, stop sipping the Kool-Aid. But y'all needed NetherRealm to win, no matter what. So late at night, the unemployed FGC niggas created and maintained lies in their head that Mortal Kombat was a good game. The Tekken community, the Street Fighter community, the Mortal Kombat community. They had more time than ever to find a job application, but they didn't. Unfortunately, they spent most of their time in the comments of my videos, in the comments of my tweets, telling me that Mortal Kombat 1 had private matches. Mortal Kombat 1 is a good game. It does have private matches. You can play with your friends. It's called King of the Hill. I said, oh my God. Is the FGC slow? Because private lobbies where you can just run games with your friends is not the same as King of the Hill. Yes, King of the Hill is a private game mode, but it's a specific mode where the winner stays on top. What happens when you just want to run sets with all your friends, with all the people in your community on Discord? Everybody just wants to get games in and gets better. Mind you, this is a fighting game. Fighting games are notorious for the lack of game modes and content. Some have story modes, but after you beat the story, there's nothing to do but either hop online and rage or play matches with your friends. So, if most fighting games only have 3 game modes, you finished one of them doesn't interest you because you're not trying to be the best there ever was like Ash Ketchum. That means of those 3 game modes, only 2 are getting played, one's complete, and the other one is not playable because you can't play with your fucking friends. Niggas don't want to get off work from a 9 to 5 and play King of the Hill. And the worst part is about Mortal Kombat. Matter of fact, I'd argue Mortal Kombat had only one workable game mode of its 3. Let me repeat this. Story mode, online ranked, and then King of the Hill, right? The online didn't even work because that shit was laggy as fuck. The only thing guaranteed in Mortal Kombat 1's online play was racist, bigot motherfuckers, bro. Just shouting crazy, obscene shit on the game for no fucking reason. And when I brought this up, I said, hey guys, I just put out a tweet. I said, hey guys, Mortal Kombat 1 has a decent foundation, but there are some quality of life things that we need to add to the game if we want to make sure this game has longevity, especially because for those unaware, Mortal Kombat 1 is the best-selling fighting game. It's not Tekken, it's not Street Fighter. Street Fighter and Tekken have the FGC on lock in terms of hardcore fighting game fans, but in terms of casuals, the guy who works the 9 to 5, the woman who works the 9 to 5, they love Mortal Kombat, mainly because it's super bloody. It appeals to them, right? So if the majority of your audience is not FGC, it is people who are employed, unlike the FGC, don't you think you should prioritize game modes that appeal to people who have jobs? Not people who don't wash their ass, get no bitches. They all apparently have the same barber. It just doesn't make sense to me. You didn't listen. So once again, I'm gonna have to piss on another nigga's grave. We started with the Sparking Zero fans. Now I'm coming for y'all. For those who haven't heard the news, Mortal Kombat 1 won't get any more DLC or story chapters as NetherRealm needs to shift focus on next Oh no. The signs were there. They were there. Last week, NetherRealm announced they are releasing the definitive edition of Mortal Kombat 1, which is basically the game on a disc with all the DLC, and fans were saying, is this the signal that they're giving up on the game already? Newsflash, nigga, they are. Warner Bros. Has confirmed that Mortal Kombat 1 fans have feared after the recent launch of the Definitive Edition. That's that there's no new DLC characters or story chapters being released for the game. Mortal Kombat 1 has sold 5 million copies, with the franchise now at 100 million total. Mortal Kombat 11 became the best-selling game of the franchise by passing Mortal Kombat 10's nearly 11 million units sold worldwide after the launch. Let's get into the meat and potato. We don't care about these numbers. In a tweet on the official Mortal Kombat social media account, Warner Bros. Acknowledged the disappointment the news will cause players. They said, "But our team had never released to shift focus to the next project in order to make it as great as we possibly can." Translation, we know that shit is ass, nigga. They failed to let us know what the next project is. So what can we learn from this? One of the common themes I preach on my stream is being a corporate cock muncher will get you nowhere in life. Sony doesn't pay your bills. Xbox doesn't pay your bills. Valve, aka Steam, does not pay your bills. Get off your knees. Matter of fact, because specifically I'm talking to the FGC. Dear unemployed FGC niggas, whose diet consists of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and no bitches. Get off your knees. Get the dick out your mouth. It's okay to criticize what you like. Matter of fact, if you truly love something, you'll criticize it. Because there is a difference between constructive criticism and being a fucking dickhead. And there are a lot of people on the internet that are just fucking dickheads. But I like to think that I'm not one of them. Now, I can be. I'm being one right now. Because this is another example of how people don't listen. And this is the part where I'm going to talk to my audience. How many times does this have to happen, chat? I have to ask. How many times does this have to happen? When I speak for things, it's because I want them to be better for all of us. People tell me I'm an emotional dweeb. I'm like, what are you talking about, bro? These games cost $70, $80, $90 now. Imagine if this game was $80 at launch, you'd be mad. This is the second fighting game in the past year that's failed.
Thanks for the raid.
It started with Sparking Zero.
Joining this community
because you guys are failures.
My man Sonic is watching, and his eyes don't need to see your B cups in that tacky $2 push-up bra from TJ Maxx.
Shout out to Issa Crit with the raid. It started with the Sparking Zero community. You guys are unemployed, unbathed, and malnourished. And now the Mortal Kombat community can join them in hell. You too will be malnourished for new content. If you sign up for Evo Mortal Kombat 1's contest, you know,
I don't know why anyone
you're fucking crazy.
Stream when you can be stalking. I mean, following.
I have to ask this, dear FGC community, how many years in a row are you guys gonna fight for peanuts? It's not even like the good peanuts, you know. It's not like you're fighting for a lot, like a big jar you get out the store. You guys are fighting for Spirit Airlines bag of peanuts, you know. A lot of you niggas fly across the country. Some of you from the other side of the world, catching $500, $1,000, $2,000 flights to land in Las Vegas with a pair of shoes where the flaps are coming off, a dingy Hawaiian t-shirt with spaghetti stains all over it, a head that hasn't been cut in years, halitosis, sweating, and for what? A game that doesn't get any content, any support, and a prize pool that can't afford a flight back to Willacoochee, Georgia. Fuck you bitch ass niggas, bruh. I'm sick of this shit. Get the corporate dick out your mouth. That's the lesson for today. It's okay to criticize things. Just be fair and critical about your assessment, but stop hopping on people because they don't share the same opinion as you guys. People are fucking weird, man. Next topic. This shit out my goddamn face. Where's this beat at? I'm done with my rant. So halitosis is crazy. My vocabulary is expansive, bro. Injustice 3 is gonna be ass too. Don't say that. Don't say that. See, we gotta stop doing that too. I saw an article, what up, Flock? I saw an article about like a dev was saying he noticed like a lot of people hope that games fail. Let's not hope something fails. I hope Injustice is good. Let's hope that NetherRealm learns from this lesson. Also, because I'm gonna be honest, I like Injustice more than Mortal Kombat, mainly because I like superhero stuff. So I want it to be good. The vocabulary is immaculate. I want Injustice to be good. I hope that they learn from this and they continue to add the quality of life things, because NetherRealm needs to understand where they're at. NetherRealm has the casual fighting game audience, and because of that, you need to focus on having all those quality of life fixes into your game so that it can appeal to as many people as possible. Because Sonic Fox can't carry your game forever, guys. Other people got to play it. Yo, shout out to Black Sage with the sub. Appreciate it.
The idea of Shadow having DLC.
And Static better be DLC. Nah, fuck that. Static need to be in the base game. Static needs to be in the base game, not DLC. If Static, I'm not gonna lie. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and say this before we move on to the next joint. You did not just say Willacoochee, Georgia. I did. What's the name? Before I move on to the next topic too. If Injustice 3 comes out and Static is not in the base game, somehow that is fucking racist. I don't even care if he comes as DLC. Somehow that's racist too. Static is a beloved DC character. Can we put him in the fucking game? Jesus Christ, man. They won't. NetherRealm stay doing goofy shit. I'm a hope for the best. I'm not gonna wish failure upon nobody. Let me turn my beats back on. Let's get back to it. Other news. We're gonna do right by you. Splitgate 2 CEO apologizes for server meltdowns. This game it launched last week in the open beta, I believe Friday, and nobody was able to play it because the servers were completely fucking fried, but they've been staying on top of it, being very transparent. So although the launch was a failure, kudos to them because they are trying to fix it. Splitgate 2's open beta is not going well. In fact, it's not going at all. After running headlong into serious technical problems following the launch of the beta test on May 22nd, they took the servers offline and now they're working around the clock to get things fixed. Obviously, this is not the spot we thought we'd be in 24 hours after the launch of the beta. We thought we'd be in great shape by now, and obviously that's not the case. We're really sorry. This is what we've been working on for years, what I've personally been working on since college 10 years ago. It's really weird that it launched like this, which for those unaware, it has been fixed. They've been rolling out more servers. I was able to play it yesterday night for the first time. There's a queue for the lines, so if you want to download and try the game, you might not be able to get on right away. There is a queue, but it's working. It's like halfway there as the update for those unaware. Fun fact, Injustice 2, his artwork was done, but they scrapped him. Oh, so they were working on him and they just didn't put him in the game. Interesting. And then we have more news on Splitgate. Splitgate 2 wants to have its own identity and prove it's here to stay. Oh boy. When people see Splitgate 2, it's often that game like Portal and Halo that comes to mind after they were the two of the biggest inspirations behind the free-to-play shooter. That said, that's not what Prolux and the studio want the game to be known for. Instead, they want Splitgate 2 to stand out in a crowded market thanks to what they created over the last 3+ years. Where can I play the beta? I believe it's on Steam. I think it's on console too, because when I played last night, I saw controllers next to people's usernames. I think they were on Xbox, so it might be on console. Don't quote me on that. You're gonna have to look it up, but it's definitely on Steam. Here's what they said. With Splitgate 2, we very much have tried to build our own identity. We have done that in a number of ways. I'd say there's definitely the course of Halo and Portal being the inspiration. The gunplay in particular, it's very Halo-esque. Halo 2 is my favorite game of all time. And obviously the Portal mechanics is the Portal mechanic. It's iconic. I'd say the big thing with Splitgate 2 though is we've evolved the formula a lot. It's got hero shooter elements in it now for those unaware. The formula involves making changes to the general gameplay, having a distinct sporty art style and game modes such as a new 24-player mode that keeps the game fresh and fun. Is the beta on PS4? You know it's not. Didn't Splitgate 1 have a poor launch too? Nah, I played Splitgate 1 at launch. It ran fine for me. I think what you're referring to is, I remember there was some big content creator that played Splitgate 1 like 2 years after the game came out and it blew it up. Because the game had been out for years. I think what happened is the servers got hit really hard and they weren't ready for that. But that wasn't the launch of the game. That was like 2 years later. The evolution and nailed down sense of identity, Prolix says, has a lot to do with the iteration during the game's development. Whether it be feedback from playtest participants or from internal suggestions, everything has been updated or implemented with the game has been done with a purpose. Honestly, we've just kind of seen it get better every single step of the way, he said. Part of what has just been natural. The game's getting more polished, more optimized, just overall better.
Chocolate queen who isn't afraid to rob me after fucking me to sleep. I'd eat every bit of that ass up. I mean, thanks for the bits.
Shout out to Jiggle Them Balls with the bits. I appreciate you with your daily donations. Every time we also do a group discussion afterwards, Q&A. So we're leaning a ton from our community, and we're just constantly iterating. And I think they can see that. They can see every time, oh, that thing they complain about, it's addressed in the next one. With the constant feedback from the community and a passionate development team, the dev team wants to show players that Splitgate 2 isn't going to just be a game that pops up for a month or two and then fades into the background. That's not it. Just here's the game, and then 6 months later, oh, here's a map, he said. And that's the big thing. I mean, if there's one thing I'm obsessed about, it's this very challenge, right? Because that's what happened with Splitgate. Splitgate was super fun, and people who played it had a good time and left good reviews, but then they were gone a month later. That's actually not what happened. That is revisionist history. Splitgate came out, it sat around for like 2 years. Some big content creators played it. And because you guys only listen to what popular white men say, everybody hyped on the game. You guys came in my chat, told me I need to play Splitgate. I said I made a video about that on my YouTube channel. Nobody watched it. But now because the white man said play it, we got to play it, I guess. But anyways, it got popular. And then Halo Infinite came out. It was free to play. And everybody dropped it like that toy scene in Toy Story 3 when he was like, I don't want to play with you anymore. So that's actually not what happened. It wasn't people just stopped playing. Halo killed this game, which is unfortunate because Halo Infinite wasn't good. I mean, the mechanics were good, but it lacked content. This game died for no reason. This is a classic case of wrong place at wrong time, which is unfortunate because it was a good game. It took us 7 months to ship a new season because we were just putting out fires the entire time. If there's one thing we're going to get right this time around is that. So the influx of content. So they said they're trying to do better. Hive mind is crazy. The hive mind is crazy, bruh. I can tell you, I played it last night for about 2 hours. I enjoy it. If you're looking for a game to just hop on and play with the boys, this is it. It's super fast. The gunplay feels very tight and good. One thing I don't like about the game, though, is the character designs. I wish the character skins were better. But it's free to play. I can't complain. I was having fun with it. I was like, okay, this might be a game that I just hop on every once in a while when I don't feel like thinking. I turn my brain off and just pop a nigga in the head with a fucking DMR. And also do some cool plays with the portals, because if you do some setups with the portals and get behind people, it's really fun. It's free. I say check it out. What else I got for you? Oh, previews for Mind's Eye are out in the wild. I actually watched Mr. Matty Plays video on this. For those unaware, Mind's Eye is the new open world action game from some former Rockstar developers. I'm gonna go ahead and spoil it for you. The previews have come out and everybody say that shit is ass. Quick rundown. Reportedly, it's a broken mess filled with bugs. Mr. Matty Play said the same thing. He said he just saw constant bugs. And he said they kept promising that they're going to fix it by the time the game comes out. But the game comes out next month, so I'm going to have to call a cap on that. 15-hour-long story. The driving feels stiff. The cutscenes look great and are well animated. Enemy encounters lack depth and enemies just run at the player. It looked like that from the gameplay. It looked like a generic third-person cover shooter. Combat generally feels fine, very GTA-like. When somebody covers your game, you don't want them to say, the combat feels fine. Arcadia, you saw that video too, is the content creation mode that you can get into by stepping into a portal, only available for PC at launch. I don't know what that means. Arcadia can be used to build encounters around the map, so you can set up your own little story mission, I guess. Developers seem to hint that the main city, Red Rock City, doesn't have much content and will be a focus post-launch. What? Developers seem to hint that the main city doesn't have much content, so it's not open world. It's a story-driven third-person action-adventure game with some driving in it, but it's not like GTA. Previews think the game should be delayed. Shout out to them, because they knew the game was in this state, but shout out to them, bro. This shit got ethered by the previews, boy. Bro, all the gameplay they showed for this game look ass. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't look ass to me, but it looks super mid. It looks like, why should I play this? It looks like a generic kind of AA Xbox 360 era action adventure game where you play a grizzled white male behind cover shooting at people. But it doesn't really offer anything in terms of unique gameplay mechanics and systems, which is really hard to put out these day and age when we have a game like Expedition 33, which just flip the entire turn-based gameplay mechanics on its fucking head. It's kind of hard to put out a generic piece of something like this, you know? Splitgate 2 on PS3. Nigga, shut up, bro. Old Yeller game. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it. I think this game is probably DOA, which is unfortunate. I don't wish that upon anything, but I think this game is probably DOA. It'll be in the GameStop bargain bin in a few months. Other news, Naughty Dog's new IP, Intergalactic, which by the way, let me know, do y'all like when I do the news like this in between the stream? Let me know. Naughty Dog's new IP, Intergalactic, has the deepest gameplay the studio has ever done. Oh, I want Clear Expedition. Hold on, let me put it on just chatting. Whoops. Just chatting. It allows me to get more time on the damn game. At the beginning, it's better. True. Naughty Dog's boss, Neil Druckmann, has further discussed the company's upcoming new IP. I don't mind. I just hate missing it. As in the middle might be better because less people would miss it. Intergalactic, the Heretic Prophet, says it offers the deepest gameplay for any game the studio has made so far. Druckmann also briefly discussed the backlash from some people to the game's unveiling. Speaking to the Last Stand Media PC Gamer, Druckmann said he's very, very excited for Intergalactic, adding that it's the deepest gameplay we've ever done. It's not exactly clear what he means by that, but we should find out in time, and he can't wait to share it off, Druckmann said. Then it just yapping. What do y'all think that means, the deepest gameplay? Because for the last 20 years, they've been making third-person cover shooters. I hope that they're actually able to prove this and they create some type of innovative, deep gameplay. Because what I will say is when you give interviews like this and you make profound statements saying this is our deepest gameplay ever, it leaves you wide open for those troll YouTube channels. Because you know what, like Kroby Cat. I can see a video where Kroby Cat gets a clip of Neil Druckmann saying this is our deepest game ever. And then it just cuts to them doing third-person cover shooting, glitches, all this other stuff. You're setting people up for a meme. So I hope it lives up to this. I'm not wishing downfall on it because I want them to do good. But the bar is low for them. It is pretty low, so it's not hard to make something deeper. I just pray they don't make the same game a third time in a fucking row, bro. So you heard it here first. They said it's gonna be the deepest gameplay ever, whatever that means. I'm nervous. The Last of Us was supposed to be a Bloodborne clone. Really? I never heard that. In the middle because it'll bring in new viewers from the gaming section, then pull the news. That's why I said I'm leaning more towards kind of the middle because the views are up. It's gonna be the most cinematic gameplay ever, I guess. Third-person cover shooter in space. I don't know. Source, they made it up. We'll see. I gotta see a gameplay trailer. I'm excited for the first gameplay review. I wonder when they're gonna actually show the game. Maybe in the fall? We believe what Neil Druckmann says? Maybe. Good news for Switch fans. The Switch 2 is compatible with standard USB mouse. I'm not gonna read this article. I already read it. It's pretty self-explanatory. You know, the Switch, you could take the Joy-Con and you can scrape it across your table and use it like a mouse. I was like, who the fuck would ever do that? Apparently, you'll also be able to use a regular USB mouse. So if you want to do some bootleg PC gaming, you can plug in your mouse that's on your PC onto your Switch and use it for like shooters, if that's like your thing, which is a cool option. I'm not going to ever be mad that there's more options. Yes, sir, even though I probably will. Yeah, I'm not going to use it, but it is an extra option, so I'm not going to be mad at it. It is something that's going to be available. Nintendo coming for the PC market. I promise you, the PC market is not switching for a bootleg PC experience. And then also other Switch news. The Switch 2 game chat will require an extra level of identity verification. That's right. If you want to troll on Nintendo Switch's servers, the Switch 2, you're going to have to verify yourself,
Someone just raided you. That's cool, but I'm more curious when your viewers are going to get some raid because I know y'all live with roaches.
Shout out to Watts with the big raid. Appreciate you. How you doing, Watts? With Game Chat on the Switch 2, Nintendo will be taking strong measures to make sure the system is secure. Those reading the fine print on the official site for the Switch 2's Game Chat feature notice that it will require an additional level of verification beyond just having a Nintendo account and the Nintendo Switch Online subscription. Eurogamer spotted a note stating that in order to start Game Chat on a new Switch 2, users will need to register a phone number to their account and set up a text message verification. Translation: before you whip your dick out during Mario Party, keep in mind that Nintendo has your phone number and your personal information. So if somebody reports you for the dick print, for flashing your titties, you will. You know the Nintendo Yakuza are gonna come after you. Stop being nasty, because I predicted that with this game chat, motherfuckers gonna be nasty, bro. They're gonna be having naked Twister parties. Like, I can see a world where they have some freak off shit. Like, you know, like not Dance Dance Revolution, but what's the Ubisoft game? The Ubisoft dancing game. What is that shit called? You said, what's wrong with you? What's the Just Dance? Just Dance. I can see motherfuckers having naked Just Dance. You want to do something freaky tonight? Let's play Just Dance naked. You get on the camera, I get on the camera, we can record it. Make some freaky videos or something. Just know Nintendo is watching. You won't just be dancing in your house. You'll be dancing in Japan. This is good. Jokes aside, though, this is good because Nintendo's platforms are full of kids, and some of y'all be out of control. I don't know if you was on Uno on the 360. Yeah, I was on Uno on the 360. Girls used to flash their titties all the time. Other good news: Elden Ring Night Reign. It comes out the 30th, this Friday. You will be able to play offline solo. So if you don't want to play co-op and you want to play by yourself, you can. That is an option. Pretty self-explanatory if you want to practice. So basically, no excuses. I put this in the group chat, and I said that what's the name? I was like, no excuses being ass at the game, because you can play. You can practice by yourself. You can practice by yourself. So if you come in here and fuck up our game, that's on you. And then this one was interesting. Fortnite leaker says some matches can be over 90% bots now. What? According to Ally Jax, the minimum number of human players OG Fortnite needs before starting a match is just 8. 8. That means there's a chance you could be in a lobby that has 92 AI fighting for a chance at Victory Royale. That doesn't necessarily mean every match will be an army of bots, but it does mean that you cannot trust that every single player you kill in Fortnite's nostalgia mode has another player on the other side. How does that make y'all feel for all the Fortnite players out there? Are some of y'all wins fake? You could tell by the username. I've racked up over 100 Victory Royales. Turns out only fucking 5 of those bitches is real. That is funny. So does that mean Ninja isn't that good anymore? I don't know. What the fuck? What's this? You got to do with anything, right? My 36-year-old wife friend thinks he's getting legit wins in the game. This is valid. When I used to play, there were so many bots. Say it ain't so. That shit sound boring. That's the entire purpose of playing a multiplayer game. That makes me think there's only whales on the server. Whales playing against bots. For those unaware, a whale is somebody who spends an excessive amount of money on a live service game. So it's basically just a small percentage of players who are spending thousands of dollars every year to show off their Ryu skin, their Doctor Doom skin, and beat up a bot. That's fucking crazy. Skin collectors, bro. So just know, next time you get a win in Fortnite, don't feel too good about it. Most likely it's not real anyway. We have an update for the PS4 community. This video came across my For You page. I thought I'd save it and share what's going on in the PS4 community. Owning a PS4 in 2025. You like my there you go. Just let y'all know what's going on in the